What's up, guys and girls, and welcome to a brand new episode of the GeekyClean Show. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Dan Howles, and I am joined by the musical mistress, Sarah Jayne. It's keeping.
It is sticking.
You right, Sarah? How you doing?
I'm good. You?
Yes, I'm not bad at all. Now, for those who don't know what the GeekyClean Show is, let me just have a quick reminder. GeekyClean is mine and Sarah's talk show podcast where we talk about whatever we want. Usually it's broken down into 3 subjects, 3 topics, 2 that we both bring individually and 1 that we get from social media from you guys. It's either from Twitter, which is at It's a Dover, at Sarah Jayne Hale, at GeekyClean Show.
And hashtag GC topic.
Yes, remember to use the hashtag GC topic. All of those will be on the screen at all times. You can also like us on Facebook, which is just GeekyClean Show. Remember to like us on the services we come at you, which is YouTube, podcast, Podomatic, SoundCloud, and iTunes. Mm-hmm. We come out every Monday. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and just help get the message out. Because as much as we can spam you guys, it always helps if we tell 2 friends, and then you guys tell 2 friends, and then they tell 2 friends. So that always is going to help. So yeah, like, share, comment, and we'll keep doing this as long as 1 person listens. I've always said that. As long as 1 person, that could be myself, enjoys this.
As long as we get 1 view.
It's just fun to do this.
Yeah.
So when if people find enjoyment in it, then I'm cool with that. But before we get into the first topic today, I want to take you back behind the curtain a little bit, behind the veil of production. Basically, this is going to come out on the 25th. Mm-hmm. The week after that will be the 1st, which is A, my birthday, and B, we will have gone past the 27th of April, which will be our 1 month kind of anniversary. Episode 6 will be our 1 month and 3 days or something. Yeah. So what we want to do is a very special topic, because we haven't really gone too much into a backstory into the show. The first topic we talked a bit about guilty pleasures, but other than that, we didn't really talk about who we were, why we were doing this, or what we wanted to do it for. So that's what it's going to be. It's going to be you guys can tweet in, can message us, can see us in the street and say, look, we want to know what this is about, or why you did it, or why you so superhero focused and that sort of stuff. Yeah. It's just so you guys can get to know us a little bit more. Maybe it'll be a good jumping off point for people who aren't regulars of the show. Yeah. So they could be a good introductory episode as well. So tweet us. Still use GC topic. Save confusion. Yeah. And just anything you want to know about me or Sarah, or the show in general. We've got loads of stuff planned in future. We've got other shows planned. Yeah. And all this. So we definitely want to keep this going. So if you have anything you want to bring to the table, and anything you want to ask us, then
please do.
Yeah, please do. Don't feel embarrassed by it, because the whole point is to, like I've said it before, is you're in the room, you're our best mates, and you're just hanging out with us. So that's the whole point. Yeah. Anyway, should we move swiftly on to topic 1? Yes. Which is I'm looking forward to this one. This is my topic. I'm going to start off this week. Mm-hmm. Now, Sid, imagine this in your mind's eye, right? Mm-hmm. You are Bruce Wayne in the city of Gotham. Right. Both your parents are killed. Yes. Would you become Batman? We're not in this hypothetical. Don't think of yourself as a 12-year-old boy. Think of yourself, you're
think of myself as a 25-year-old man.
But you haven't gone to Ra's al Ghul. You haven't started down that path yet.
You haven't done that yet.
So, forget about timeline. Just that you are Bruce Wayne, and your parents have
just pre-year 1.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
But you're not in the mountains with Ra's al Ghul. No. You're not with the League. So, would you start off on the path to become the Batman?
What is it that actually starts him on the path to becoming Batman?
He just wants vengeance. He ends up going around the world, fighting in prisons, and finds Ra's al Ghul.
I don't really hold a grudge. And I'm a bit
Both your parents are gunned down in front of you.
And I'm a bit of a... So, I don't know. Honestly, I do find it quite difficult to relate to Bruce Wayne as opposed to Batman. I find it difficult to relate to Batman.
You find it difficult to relate to Bruce Wayne?
Yeah, I find it very difficult to see things from his perspective. Oh. I'm not sure why. Okay. But if it was literally me as I am, having gone through the events that he has gone through.
Okay, so the identity of Batwoman is now Sarah Jayne.
Yes.
Okay.
Sarah Jayne Wayne.
Sarah Wayne.
Sarah Wayne. I'm not sure. I don't think I would end up being Batman.
Here's my point.
What?
Right. I'm going to just interject there.
No, go for it.
Batman is worse for the city. Batman does not make Gotham a better place. Martha and Thomas Wayne did. They were good doctors. They got that monorail system. They were pimping that. Everyone had access to the jobs and everything.
Yeah.
Like, they had, like, they were generally helping the city as a whole. Batman helping someone not getting beat up in the side of an alley is good, but it doesn't.
It's not doing anything
it's not
for
a
the greater
fix.
good.
Exactly. You got to think of it like if you had a leak or whatever, you could put a bucket under the leak in the ceiling and you stop the issue, but you still got a leak.
Yeah,
exactly. If you tape up the leak, you stop the problem at the beginning.
Yeah.
Which I think
you get rid of one villain, another one pops up.
Yeah,
You're not getting rid of crime.
Yeah, exactly. You're still it's still a city.
Yeah.
Like Gotham is not a nice place to live just because Batman puts on a pair of tights, dresses up as a bat and runs around.
Yeah.
I get that. I can see why he would do it. Because I always view Batman, I don't view him as a solitary thing. I view him in the DC world. I see him with Superman. I see him with Aquaman. I see him with Wonder Woman. I see him all coexist in this one universe. Batman isn't alone to me.
No,
so
he's just Gotham's protector.
So in my head, imagine it. Superman rocks up first. Superman's doing this and then Batman comes back and is like, I'm a ninja. Like, I've learned ninja powers. And there's a guy wearing tights. Like, why don't I do something similar?
Yeah,
like, to me, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And in that world, I think I would be like, yeah, that guy's doing good. I'll do good. But the minute you see Superman, your vision of good is warped.
But what if you'd never had that training? You said pre-year 1. This is before he went off to fight and everything. Would you, if you were Bruce Wayne, Dover Wayne, would you ever set off on that path? Would you seek the training? Would you fight? Would you want vengeance?
I don't know.
I personally don't think I would step up to the plate.
But is that what it's about? Like, is it about?
I think so.
Because Batman has done good. There is no denying Batman.
Oh yeah, of course.
All the Robins, Batgirl, Alfred, like all of them have done good.
Yeah.
But how much good can it be? Because there is that people can't, like the cops can't do. Like, he has the money and the technology to build this stealth jet and run a nuclear bomb out of Gotham into the ocean and somehow survive. Right? Should he not use that?
Yeah, of course. But that wasn't the question.
No, but it is and it isn't, because he is Batman because of those gadgets. So, he has the ability to save, like, because Gotham, at the end of Dark Knight Rises, if Batman wasn't around, who would have got that bomb out of New York City, out of Gotham City?
Ooh.
No one.
No.
Exactly.
But the only reason it was him that stepped up was because he used to be Batman. He'd gone through everything. It like backtracks all back to the same thing. Your question is, would you ever have gotten on that path? And personally, I don't think if Batman had ever gotten, if Bruce Wayne was just plain old Bruce Wayne, that bomb may never have happened.
That's very similar to one of our third topics.
It is, actually.
But I think, yes, a Batman, I would like to think that I could be like, yes, I'm going to be the man to step up.
Yeah.
Because I am going to be the silent protector. I'm going to be the guy watching.
Personally, though, I think it would take a very specific type of person to step up. I would probably be there like, oh, someone should probably do something. But not the fact that I'd be too lazy, but I'm not powerful enough, I'm not strong enough, I don't have the access
Forget about the abilities. Remember, this is all fictitious. There is no Ra's al Ghul. There is no
no,
Gotham.
I get all that.
So if we're saying like you can go down this fictitious path to get these abilities, like you can get them regardless of who you are. Like you can get in shape, you can get the power, you can get the money. You are Sarah Hale in Gotham City. Your parents have died.
Well, then I kind of feel like I'd have to.
But also anyone can get this ability. Like
okay. I'd kind of feel like I had to. I probably. Yeah. No. Me, it's difficult. It's really hard. Me as I am, probably would never have gotten on that path. But if I'd started on that path, I would have seen it through.
Let me spin this round, and this is meant to be our short topic. So.
Yeah.
You're Clark Kent.
Right.
You are an alien from another world.
Yeah.
You find yourself under our sun. You get superpowers. You can run, you can jump, you can fly. This is not a parent being killed. This is a genetic
You have
change.
a genetic, advantage over everybody. See, in that sense,
would
that's
you
slightly
do
different.
it? Like, you don't have to train, you just are strong. You
I would feel a responsibility, but I wouldn't do it unprovoked.
So if someone, like,
if no one ever attacked me, no one ever hurt anybody I knew, loved, no one ever actually did anything to the city where I was, I probably would never step up. But the minute somebody did, if I knew I could do something about it, I would have to. I'd feel that responsibility. Do you know what I mean?
Interesting.
What were you going to say?
I think I would I'd like the good answer is to say, yeah, I'd preempt it. Like, there's a Cold War happening in, Ukraine and US, because we're basically there now.
Oh, yeah. Stuff like that as well.
Like,
stuff like that as well.
That's
I'm
what,
just saying,
Superman doesn't just do, like, Metropolis, does he?
No, I know.
He's known for it, but, like, that motherfucker can do anything. Like, he literally can't do anything.
That kind of stuff as well. I would interject, but only if I was needed. Like, desperately needed. Do you know what I mean?
I do, but who's to say? Like, someone's going to get mugged in Asia tomorrow. Like, I'm not saying you should go stop that, but who draws that line? Who draws the line of, I am needed, I am not needed, this is crucial?
I guess. That's a good point. But that's the problem, isn't it? That's where the police and superheroes always clash. Because the police are like, oh, we don't need you. And superheroes are like, oh, you kind of do.
The problem is you can't save everyone, which is why like everyone holds a fucking grudge, don't they, against superheroes?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, he didn't save my daughter.
Yeah, but that's because he was busy saving the 30
daughter.
Kids on a bus.
I mean, you see it everywhere. Like,
you can't please everybody.
Everyone thinks they are the center of the universe, so everyone thinks like they should be given preferential treatment.
Which is kind of like, just to kind of like, not to avoid arguments, but just to kind of like, I would wait until I was needed, until someone actually, not asked per se, but it would be, you know what I mean though. It wouldn't be unprovoked.
Would you still go to school? Would you like?
Yeah.
Would you just carry on?
I would try and fit in as much as possible.
See, I just think, like, I wouldn't.
I don't need no geography.
Yeah, like who needs to go to school? Like, I'm 20. I'm gonna be 23 on the 1st in like a week and a bit. Like, I know. Like, if I got these powers now, or if they just developed or whatever, like, fuck it. Like, I don't need a job. Like, I'm saving the world. Like, I wouldn't try and. I don't think I'd wear a mask.
No.
I don't think so. That should
Not even to protect me.
That should be another topic, though.
That's
That'd
a very good topic. Would you wear a mask if you were a superhero?
Should we flash forward now to topic 2?
Yes.
This topic comes from Paul Bailey. Commented on one of our YouTube shows. Because this is, by the way, I don't think we talked about this in this episode. We are going to now start doing the suggested topics. We've been saving them up for the last 4 episodes.
Up a few now, so
what we didn't want to do was hit episode 9, 10, 11, 12, 25, whatever, run out of a topic and be like, what are we going to talk about? Like, become dependent on them. So we've saved up a few, and from now on, once a week, not necessarily topic 2, but we just wanted to break them up.
Yeah.
Like, just one topic is going to be suggested from someone. So this is from Paul Bailey. He commented on one of our YouTube episode 3, I think it was, one of our YouTube videos. And this is what he said. He says, I've got an idea for a topic for the GeekyClean Show. Has there been any outstanding video game adaptations of superheroes? This is going to be a superhero-centric show, by the way.
Yeah. Which is fine.
But I think there's only one clear answer for this. And that's going to be the Arkham games.
Yeah. This is going to be a Batman-centric show.
Pretty much. But
that's my main example for my topic, too.
I want to change this question slightly. So, Paul, if you'll allow me. Has there been any outstanding video game adaptations of superheroes? Has there been any outstanding, cross-media things? So
cross-media adaptations.
Has there been good comic movies, which is everything now? Comic games, game movies, vice versa. So do you want to... Anything come to your mind?
Ooh, games-wise, I don't really know. The only one I'd probably say would be the Arkham series. But again, I haven't played them very much, so you're probably better off taking that one.
The Arkham games are so good.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for Arkham Knight.
No, I'd like to give that a go as well. But the main one for me probably would be like superhero movies. And I'm going to say it again, I love Watchmen.
Yeah, Watchmen is my favourite superhero. Yeah. That is how real I'm a little sick now of real superheroes. Like superheroes in... You know what I mean by real superheroes.
Yeah.
Don't give me that look. Like superheroes that are in the real world and it's all gritty and they got all the...
And it's relationships and yeah.
Yeah, like...
Dr. Manhattan don't give a...
He don't give no fucks. Dr. Manhattan, sick of yo... But,
exactly.
But what I don't...
He's like, I'm going to park up on Mars.
I just want a comic book film with a comic book feel. Like, I love Watchmen. There's a time and a place for it. But, like, everything now is just... Great.
I think Watchmen actually does that really well because they're not superheroes; they're just normal people who stepped up.
Might be what I'm
so
sick
that's
of
why
now.
they still have real lives.
Yeah, I think that might be what I'm sick of now, though, in films.
What normal people
just
stepping
vigilantes.
up.
Just like show me some fucking mystical.
Yeah.
Like, I can put on a mask and hit people. Like, I can do that, though. Maybe that's why they're so popular, and this is way off the topic.
No.
Like, I want... If we go to a film, it's for disbelief. Like, you need suspension of disbelief. You need to be like, hey, we're just fucking watching the Man of Steel fly through clouds. And I think this is dawned on me, but that may be the issue with the Man of Steel. Like, they tried taking this character that can just do anything.
They made him too human.
They humanized him. Like, and that's just dawned on me. Like, they just said, oh, he's got a relationship problem with Lois Lane and in this, that, and the other. And they dramatized the human side of his life. Like, but anyway, back to the topic.
Well, no, what I was gonna say along a similar vein, in the Avengers film, the newest one, I kind of like the humanization against the like magic powers kind of thing. I loved Scarlet Witch in that.
Yeah.
I like, and then you've got like Hawkeye.
Yeah.
It's just a bit like.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like,
there's a very clear power difference between these two people. Like.
Yeah, like, I get that he gives her a pep talk and then goes home to his wife. But do you really want to see that in a superhero film? Yes, it humanizes him, but...
You just want to see Scarlet Witch ripping robots apart.
Do you need him to be humanized? He's already human.
Yeah, and they did that a bit with Ultron. They humanized him a bit. The best bit of Ultron was when it was kind of a zombie film, when they were all in the party and he's got his jaw hanging off and he's just like Frankensteined himself together out of broken robots.
Yeah, he's like developing.
And like, and then it just turns this big buff guy. We are in the weeds right now, so it's so off this topic. Right. Okay, 16 and a half minutes already.
No, we're okay. We're fine. We're only on topic 2.
Back to the original question. Sorry, Paul.
Outstanding video game adaptations of superheroes.
Well, let's slightly change it to cross-media things. So, like, books to films, comic books to films, films to comic books. Like, with, like, The Flash and, like, Star Wars and everything now, like, they're doing comic book tie-ins. Like, and I can get sick of it. Like, I think we flood the market with too much of the same thing now.
Definitely.
Like, and you just need a breath of fresh air and everything, including films. Like
a little bit of originality.
It never hurt anybody.
Originality.
It never hurt anyone. You just need to help develop new ideas. I mean, like sequels and stuff like that is good, but like the Batman games are awesome, right? They are probably the best superhero video games I've ever played. Batman Arkham Asylum, City, and I even include Origins in that because I know it got a bad rap. People said it was more of the same thing, but those games are great. Like more of the same thing is not a bad thing. It's just there's not original. But like they are nothing to do with the films. They're nothing to do with any of the comics. I mean,
They've got their own canon, really, don't they?
Yes. I mean, spoilers for the end of City. Like, actually, have you finished City?
No.
All right, then I won't spoil it. But like, they took so much balls doing the end of Arkham City.
So they killed someone off then?
Yes, basically. And I did not expect it. And I put that game on a pedestal purely for the balls it took to... Yeah,
I'd say Batman's probably the better example.
But like, there wasn't a Man of Steel game. And probably because they learned they shouldn't.
For good reason.
Yeah, like there was an Iron Man 1 and 2 on PS3 and they were awful.
What about just like comic book and books being turned into video games? I'm thinking like the Telltale series is now at the moment.
Well, that's a fucking awesome idea. Yeah. That didn't even cross my mind. Like The Walking Dead.
Yeah, and the Game of Thrones one.
Well, Game of Thrones is awesome. Like I love that Game of Thrones. And when they release episode 4, I don't know, but that didn't even cross my mind. Telltale games.
Yeah.
Have you seen, by the way, they're doing a Telltale's Marvel game?
Are you serious?
That's going to be good.
That is going to be really
good. Really disappointing because Telltale are doing a bit too much right now.
No. I think what they're doing is good. I think they're only going to step it up.
Let's run through what Telltale have done. They've done The Walking Dead series 1 and 2. Not Wolf of Wall Street. What was it called? Wolf Among Us?
Yes, it's like based off
Fables.
Tales, yeah. Fables the comic.
Yeah.
Oh.
Game of Thrones, Tales of the Borderlands.
Which I need to. That needs to get in my life.
And now this Marvel one. And Game of Thrones. That's a lot. But they do them really well.
They do.
Like, in fact, that's all almost identical to the same Batman thing. They take the ideas of something else and they just breathe new life into them.
Yeah, they don't
just
try.
Say, like, it's The Walking Dead. Gwen's, what's the Asian guy from Walking Dead called? Is it Gwen? Gwen. That guy is in it, right?
That guy.
He is in the first episode of Walking Dead. And then Glenn. He's in it. Rick's not in it. Shane's not in it. Laurie's not in it. Carl's not in it. There's just complete new characters
Thank God Laurie's not in it.
In the same world. And that's the same with the Batman games. But then you have the bad versions of it, which is going away from superheroes here, but Matrix 2, Matrix Reloaded.
They made that into a game.
They made Enter the Matrix, which is about Naomi and Ghost, and they run around now. I love that game, and I actually say it's a really good game. Everyone I've spoken to in my adult life hates that game.
Yeah.
And it breaks my heart a little bit. But I didn't really have internet.
What about Spider-Man games?
Fuck.
Yeah.
So they had the original PS1 games were awesome.
Yeah.
They were so good. That was like my first foray into the Spider-Man universe. I love those PS1 games.
Yeah.
We had the...
Because they are still making those. Like, when I was working in CEX, I saw them for like PS2, PS3.
Then they had the PS2 games, which were based on the Tobey Maguire films. But 1 was okay. 2 was fucking revolutionary. It was the first game, and I think the only game that I've played as Spider-Man. If you when you web swing in the old Spider-Man games, his webs would just appear from the sky, as if he was just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, he was just swinging.
But
there was you could be on the top of the roof, so he would still swing.
Right.
That happened in Spider-Man 1 and 2 for the PS1, and Spider-Man 1 for the PS2. Right? In Spider-Man 2, they give this big open world, and they got swinging right. They did it.
You had to do it off buildings.
Was physics, and it was you were a pendulum, and I forgot that was so good. That was so goddamn good.
So there were quite a few good.
There are
game
actually, but then they ruined Spider-Man 3, and then apparently the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 weren't very good. However, there are standalone Spider-Man games called Web of Time, Into the Void or Into the Darkness or something like that. They were fucking awesome. You played as like Spider-Man 2099, Spider-Man Noir, Edge of Tomorrow. I can't remember.
You're pretty much just naming like Star Trek sequels.
But speaking of like bad adaptations, made a Star Trek game with a film, and that was like a third-person cover-based shooter.
I think the the Star Wars games are a little bit. No, Star Wars I'm on about now. They're a little bit hit and miss as well.
I can't. I mean, Pod Racer was awesome. That was probably the only good Star Wars game I played. There was I can't remember. This is weird, like deep cuts now, but I mean, Battlefronts were good. Like, I enjoyed those, but they were standalone. Like, I think the problem is, in a film, it's a 2-hour, 1.5 hour experience. A film, for people to not feel ripped off, is 8, 10, 15, 20, 60 hours.
Game, you mean?
Game, yes. Is
minimum 8 hours.
8 hours?
Yeah.
Like, otherwise people will be like, I can spend 60 quid on this. I spent 50 quid on this.
That's a lot of stories.
But you need... How do you take a 2-hour story and fill it up to 8 times that?
Side quests.
Like, well,
basically.
filler is what you do.
DLC.
Yeah, and like arbitrary boss battles and but I don't know. But to answer the...
What about DC Online?
Yeah, but it's standalone.
Yeah, it's not canon, but that kind of thing, I think. I think maybe that's what makes them better, is they take, like you said earlier, they take the ideas and they try and do their own thing with it.
What about the Harry Potter films? Do you think those were just... I mean, we haven't really touched books. I don't read a lot.
No.
23 minutes.
Yeah.
But what do you think about the books and the adaptions of how you saw them? Because when did the first film come out, roughly book time-wise?
Oh, God, I have no idea.
Like, no idea?
But I do remember book 1 is... The film for book 1 is pretty much word for word.
Yeah,
there's a chapter missing. Film 2, they started putting in like odd lines and missing out odd bits and scenes and stuff like that. By the time they got to like book 4, a lot of it was a completely different like... What are you doing?
I don't know. But book 4 was what?
By the time you get to book 4, there were parts in it, it's like, oh, that's unnecessary. Oh, they've missed a really important bit from the book, but they've put in this really random scene with Snape hitting them in the back of the head with a book.
I generally don't know.
What's the point in that?
That's a real scene?
That kind of thing. I think adaptations...
Is that a real scene?
Yeah, it's not in the book.
About.
Yeah, there's a scene in, it's probably the third or fourth film, where they're talking about going to, it must be the fourth film, talking about they're going to the Yule Ball, and Snape overhears them and he hits him in the back of the head with a book.
Why?
I don't know. I raised my arms like shrugging, and then I realised you guys couldn't see that. Soz. But like this stuff like that, I think taking a storyline and running with it is much more tricky.
Yeah,
because you're gonna want to put your own spin on it. You're gonna want to like.
I bet when you read Harry Potter was not how Daniel Radcliffe sounded.
No.
There was a book called.
Funny enough, though, I can always remember there is a character in Harry Potter that I imagined as the actor.
Really?
Who actually ended up playing him.
Who was that?
I got a feeling it was one of the teachers. It was either McGonagall or Slughorn.
Did you say slug porn?
Slughorn is...
Isn't that the guy Ron has as a rat?
No, Slughorn is Jim Broadbent.
Who is Jim Broadbent?
He's the teacher who teaches them how to... he's the guy that takes over from Snape as the potions master. He's the one who collects them.
Isn't that Quirrell?
No, Quirrell is the guy from the first film who's got Voldemort on the back of his head.
I have no idea. We're in the weeds again here. I want to just end this topic because we're running long.
Yeah.
There was a film. There was a Jack Reacher film. There was a book by Lee Childs called The Hard Way, and he writes these series of books similar to James Bond, about this guy called Jack Reacher, military guy, blah blah. Awesome read. Probably one of the only books I've actually read. But Tom Cruise wrote or co-wrote and developed and produced and acted in this film, and it was not very good. No, because like he put his own spin on it, and it's not how I interpreted it. Someone who went into it fresh would have probably been like, "Oh, it's an alright film." But someone who already has a preconceived notion, I think you always set yourself up to fail with comic book films, or comic book games, or game films, or.
See, that's the kind of problem I have with films where like actors who are the main character also direct, because they've got a very specific image of what they want themselves to look like in the film.
Yeah, definitely.
But
Tom Cruise is like 5'4", isn't he?
Yeah, that's generally not what the audience wants to see. You're just trying to make yourself look cool.
Yeah, definitely. You need to watch Birdman.
That was the problem with it. I do need to watch Birdman.
That is the core concept of Birdman.
But yeah, I think.
But yeah, pretty much. There is always going to be discrepancies between what people think of them.
Yeah, but usually a little bit of originality is what makes them better.
So I always think things that stay outside of the canon.
Yeah.
DC Universe Online, Batman games, the Spider-Man games. I mean, they had the story, but they ran and did their own things.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're on to topic 3?
Yeah.
We went long on that one.
Okay. Question for you.
I'm ready.
Does the presence of superheroes give rise to the presence of supervillains?
So do superheroes cause supervillains?
Yes.
That runs directly into our topic 1. We did this in the wrong order.
It does, yes.
But I think yes.
I think in some cases.
No, I think straight up yes. I think there's normal crime. This is how I see it in my head. There's normal crime. People are mugging people on the street. So descriptive.
There's looting going on.
So say like there's just normal petty crime that we have now. A guy dresses up like a bat, hides his face, and back to Batman. Guy dresses up like a bat and says, "No, I'm gonna stop this." Normal guys can't beat him.
No.
He has proven that he is above normal, your average gang member.
Yeah.
What is the next logical step?
Yeah.
You need to make a superpowered person to take on this superpowered person.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
It's Mechagodzilla versus Godzilla all over again. They had to build the robot Godzilla to fight Godzilla.
Yeah.
Like, you need cause for the effect to happen.
Yeah. No, that's a good point, actually.
So what do you mean sometimes? Like, how does it work?
Well, I would say, like, certain villains are just villains because they want to be. And then...
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
That was a terrible
Master Wayne.
Stop it. Stop talking.
Michael Caine.
Stop it. I think... Some villains just exist, and then those heroes rise up to fight those villains.
Give
and then
me an
that's
example.
Fine. Right. I can't think of one.
Magneto helped because of Xavier. Joker helped because of Batman. Like Venom helped because of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like And I think that is the main clause to this sort of story arc. You always help create what defeats you. You trust someone, they get close, they fuck you up.
I'm going to spin it a little bit. I think superheroes bring supervillains out of the woodwork.
Do you think they're already in making?
Yes, I think they wouldn't be a supervillain without a villainous personality.
But then that person is just a dick and nothing else.
But they still exist. They're still there. They're still evil. They just think, like, the Joker was sat there like, Batman looks like fun to fight.
No, there was no Joker.
There was a person who would become the Joker.
No, what happened was, you never learn his name. He's a comedian. You need to read The Killing Joke. What happens is there's a comedian, a failed comedian. He's like late on. This is apparently now just Killing Joke 101. But he's late on his like payment or his rent or whatever. His wife's pregnant or something. Like he's in debt, and these mobsters come up to him and basically say like, "Look, you do one job with us. We need like a random person. You help us out. You're never going to work again. Job again. You're going to be set for life." Bit of persuading. He says, "All right, why not?" What happens is they go to the Ace Chemical power plant. They say, you need to put this mask on to conceal your identity.
Is it a clown mask by any
No,
chance?
it's the Red Hood.
Oh, yeah, of course.
He's running around. Batman rocks up and says, like, what the f*** are you guys doing? Thwarts them, kicks
the would-be Joker
into a vat of chemicals. The chemicals react with the mask or the polymer of the mask or whatever and himself. Bleach all of his skin white.
Turn his hair green.
And he fucking loses it. Also, I think his wife died or something.
Yeah.
At some point. And it breaks him and he turns into the Joker. That couldn't have happened
without Batman. Another perfect example, Ultron.
Exactly.
They literally created him.
They make Hank Pym in the comics, or Tony Stark in the film, makes him or helps develop him for the betterment of everyone. But it's a little bit different.
It was a little skew-if.
It's a little bit different in the film Ultron because Scarlet Witch up Tony Stark's head to make him think. Remember, he sees all them all dead.
Yeah.
That big Chitauri worm comes to life, and everyone's dead. And then
I still think it would have, whether she'd done that or not. I still think he would have ended up trying to.
Well, no, because the whole point is he then goes on this massive binge to be like, how can I stop this from happening?
Yeah, no, I still think it would have happened whether she'd done that or not. I think she definitely gave him a shove. I'm not arguing with that, but he's an inventor. He's the kind of guy who's like, ooh, new technology, see what I can do with it. Yeah. I think Ultron, going by movie canon now, I think Ultron would have been created whether Scarlet Witch had even existed or not.
I disagree there.
Yeah?
Yeah, most definitely. That might be the one exception to the rule. I see that as the one exception to the rule. But I have just finished watching Spectacular Spider-Man, the cartoon show. It's fantastic, so I recommend everyone go and watch that now. 2 series. I'm so disappointed that there's not going to be a 3rd.
Green Goblin existed without Spider-Man.
Oh, yes. I'm trying to think of a way if that's not true. I think that might be correct. But what I'm talking about is the Rhino? Yeah. And Sandman.
I know Sandman, yeah.
They are, in this, they are 2 just kind of mates. They're jewelry thieves. They're partners, right? First couple of episodes, they're just normal people, right? They keep getting thwarted by Spider-Man. And eventually, they say, like, we need a way to beat him because he has abilities we do not. Yeah. He's already up the stakes where normal people just don't cut it anymore. So they improve themselves and become Rhino. But again, that's
villains to supervillains. That's the step up. But they were already evil. I do agree with you. I do think superheroes cause supervillains, but there's got to be an intent.
You think supervillains cause superheroes?
No, other way around. Superheroes cause supervillains. But there's got to be a level of intent there already. For me, I think it's a personality trait.
I don't know, but then explain Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn was influenced by the Joker.
But like, she was a good person. Her whole point was to be like, I work in Arkham Asylum to make people better. The least villainous thing you can do. Yeah. She got mind.
She became a supervillain because of a supervillain.
Yeah.
Like.
No, but she didn't have the villainous intent.
No.
So I don't see how that helped your thing.
Oh no, I didn't. Not in all cases, but I was just saying the examples that you gave, they were already jewelry thieves. They already wanted to beat Spider-Man. They just didn't have the means.
Well, Eddie Brock.
Eddie Brock
wasn't it? Venom.
Is he the guy that he's the photographer though, right?
He, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
He loses his job.
He's a rival. He's Peter Parker's rival.
That's not a villainous intent. Like
but
just because I don't like someone doesn't mean I'm going to go smash up a fucking shop and kill people just to get their attention.
No, that's not what I'm saying. He already didn't get on with. He blamed Spider-Man for like losing his job and whatever, didn't he? Because you know, pretty much. Again, he already held a grudge, and he didn't have the means to do anything about it. He didn't have the intent to do anything about it. But that's what the symbiote did.
Yeah, I get you.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I get you.
I do
symbiote
agree
was
with you.
was like the means to get their way.
Yeah.
If you want, I get you.
But I do think
you got to think the symbiote and Eddie Brock are two separate people. I mean, they even speak we.
Yeah.
So like they are a union. So if they both were, I get you.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. Anyway, should we wrap this one up?
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for listening to us, guys. I think we've gone off topic a lot today, but it's been a good one. I've enjoyed it. It's a conversational show. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you very much for listening, guys. As always, we come out every Monday on services like YouTube, SoundCloud, Podomatic, and iTunes. You can suggest us topics. And remember, suggest topics for the anniversary episode, which will be airing on the 1st. This will be this week, and then it'll be the week after. It'll be the 1st, right?
Ask us questions.
Ask us questions. Anything you want to know, and we're gonna, start answering stuff. Hopefully,
we'll use that as like a third topic or something.
Yeah, definitely. Again, at It's a Dover, at Sarah Jayne Hale, at GeekyClean Show. Remember to use hashtag GC Topics just so it's easiest because we get confused by social media. Other than that, thank you very much, and we will see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.